Hello, this is Chris Brett from Eurogamer, and we're going to take a look at the new DLC for Total War Warhammer. It's out today, and as you can tell by this new backdrop, it features the Wood Elves. We've played them a little bit already at a hands-on preview a few weeks ago now, and came away pretty impressed with how versatile their army design was, particularly in terms of the ranged units. They're Wood Elves, of course. They've got some really good archers, but it's not just the fact that they're good, it's that you can use them in a variety of different ways that most armies in this game don't have access to. So that's cool. We'll try and show a little bit of that off, and we're going to do that by jumping into the Season of Revelation, which is the new mini-campaign for the Wood Elves. Whether or not you buy the DLC, this race will be added to the grand campaign, but they'll only be playable if you actually purchase it. And yeah, mini-campaign is the same in that respect. This takes place completely within Afralaron. Is that how you say it? The big Wood Elf wood. And yeah, we'll get to look at a opening cinematic that sort of explains what's going on, I guess. Alright. Orion here is the sort of Wood Elf turned demigod, or just turned actual god maybe. And yeah, he's going to be our playable legendary lord in this one.
The deep wood stirs. The chill winds of winter are past, and the season of war is here. The Azrae are hunters. And the forest is our home. Woe betide those foolish enough to threaten it. There have been sacrifices, but we are ready. He is ready. The wild hunt begins!
So yeah, not being a huge Warhammer Fantasy lore buff, I've quite enjoyed trying to get up to speed with each of these races as you sort of watch their cinematic. So as far as I could tell with the Wood Elves, there was an elf that went into a tree and turned into a god, and someone's been messing around with his forest. He's really not very happy about that, so he's going to get them battered. It's sort of where I'm up to. Okay, so let's have a look at what's going on here. Yeah, as we said, this map seems to be the entire forest, right? Or the entire Afralaron. And yeah, the main sort of objective that we have right now, in fact, if we go to the objectives tab there, you can see we need to get the Oak of Ages to the state at which it's thriving, which is basically a building tree that you need to go up, and that will be the top one. And it also looks like once you get there, there is a battle to consider called the Silver Spire. And this is a brand new kind of idea for the Warhammer Total War game, because to upgrade this building you need something called Amber, which is a resource completely unique to the Wood Elves. And really, as far as I can tell, you get 1 Amber per small settlement that you own, which I guess would be like this one here, which we're about to get, I think. Not going to try and say that. And I think you get 2 for a larger province capital. I believe that makes sense. So yeah, and you can see there's amber next to each of these. Yeah, if we captured that, for example, we get 2 additional amber. If we captured this one, we just get the 1. Which means you want to take loads of territory, and you can actually hold on to any kind of territory in the game, also brand new to the Wood Elves, although you can't build on enemy settlements in the same way. You sort of build these smaller outposts, unless they're kind of Wood Elf specific cities. And there's also one other option that you can do here. Let's say we look at our relations screen here, and you can see that there's another Wood Elf faction here that thinks we're okay, which is good. We can improve that by doing trade agreements and hopefully getting a non-aggression pact. Oh no, they went straight to defensive alliance. Alright, which is good, because that will now just increase our relationship, and that will kind of tick upwards over the next few turns. However, if we finally get to military alliance, you can see that faction will give you the same amount of amber that you would have claimed had you taken all their territory. So you don't have to conquer everyone, you can be friends too, which, yeah, that is useful. And considering we need a lot of amber to get to the very highest rank here, yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to try and avoid some conflict where we can. Amber is also used, by the way. Let's go back to Kingsglade here. Oh no, let's go back to our army, led by Orion. Let's see. How can I show this? Yeah, so if we were to invest in the Haunted Groves sort of construction path and got to the state where we could buy treemen, you can see they cost 1 amber each. Because the Legendary Lord we're playing, certain units will cost amber when you purchase them. Same goes for treekin. So if we want to like have a really diverse army, we're actually going to spend some of this quite limited resource. Same goes for our research tree as well. Certain research will require an additional amber cost, and yeah, it's going to be like this balance between actually racing towards the final objective, getting to this stage, and making your armies and your tech better, which is cool. I like that. So yeah, that is the Grand Campaign stuff really to consider. Let's get on to a battle, shall we? Because that's really what people wanted to see. I don't know that we ever say this enough, but I'm a big fan of the fact that when you start a Total War campaign, you're almost always within range of a similar sized army that won't flee from you when you attack them, and gives you a good taste of what it's going to be like controlling the force you've just picked. In this case, it's going to be against the Beastmen, and yeah, fairly equal battle deployment here. So we're not going to be auto-resolving that one, I shouldn't think. And yeah, I'll run you through the units that we've got access to once we're on the battlefield, rather than doing it on the unit screen. But yeah, there's going to be quite a lot of Beastmen in this mini-campaign. In fact, playing it a little bit, there's some really large hordes that appear every so often and sort of go straight for the Oak of Ages, and you have to try and defend against that, which is interesting. Okay, so in terms of our infantry, we've got 3 units of Eternal Guard here, one with shields, which is our spear infantry. We'll put them there. And loads of traits straight off the bat. They can move faster and aim more precisely. I guess that bit's not quite as relevant. Whilst in forests, which is excellent. As you'd imagine, Wood Elves, good in forests. Yeah, the Eternal Guards are going to be good against anti-large. And yeah, at this stage, just the core of our defensive line. We've got Orion himself, who is a hybrid weapon specialist, which means that he can use both a range attack, which is really powerful, as well as like holding his own in melee combat as well. So that's good. Only 12 ammunition to begin with. Depending on how you upgrade him, you can sort of focus on one side or the other. Then we've got our Wild Riders, who have Vanguard deployment. And these guys are actually worth a look because they're riding massive elk, right? Or stags? Oh god, I should know that. Stags. Stags. Okay, good. We'll put them there. And our 2 units of missile infantry. These are both actually not the base level of archers, which means they have a couple of cool things going on for them. Actually, the most cool thing is that they both have access to Master Ambusher, which means they can stay hidden in any territory. Any terrain, which means you don't have to be in a wood itself to hide from your enemies. And also, if we look at Oh, actually, just all Wood Elf archers, as a general rule, can fire whilst moving, which is very, very good. And we're just going to pop them right there because of that exact point. We can actually take a little bit more of a risk here with our positioning those guys. And I think that pretty much does it. Let's open up and see what's going on here. We've got the centaur at the back here, and we can also see the leader, which is a beastman with a couple of axes. Not too much health compared to Orion. If those two end up in combat, we have the better lord, which is always handy. But I think to begin with, we're just going to really annoy this unit of cavalry. Put them on skirmish mode and just see how they handle that. We've got a really good range on them, and we'll hopefully even be able to stay out of the way of that cavalry, which is probably going to come charging out of that forest towards them any second now, but I can intercept them with my own. Doing fairly decent damage, and they're moving back and firing at the same time, which is very cool. Still haven't charged, which is interesting. Oh, there we go. Nope, 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 not yet. They seem fairly happy to just sort of... Oh, I don't want to just send my cavalry in just yet. Yeah, there we are. Alright. And we'll switch you guys over to focusing on the Ungor herd behind there. And I guess it might be worth just starting to press forwards with the infantry so we can intercept. How are you guys doing over there? It was going to be a bit of a tricky fight by the looks of it because we took some damage, but thankfully they're really quite rapid. And we'll use that to our advantage because we are going to be hitting their ranged units from behind. And what the hell is going on here? Lord, I'm playing on hard difficulty. They really shouldn't be doing this. Their lord is just quite happily charged into the fray there, and I think I'll intercept him. So it looks like Orion's had a couple of hits, maybe? Or perhaps that was just my archers. The lord's already damaged, which is good, and we'll pop here. So he's going to have a really interesting time. Okay, one other thing I haven't thought about just yet is using Orion's... he's got a couple of magic abilities to start off with. Hounds of Orion. It doesn't rely on winds of magic, I should point out. So perhaps that's the wrong way to describe it. That's a vortex that we're just going to pop straight in front of this Ungor herd and hopefully slow them down for just a second. And then we've also got Hawk's Talon, which is a bombardment, which will arrive in just a second. And, I think I may have put myself in a slightly interesting spot here, because I can't hold both of those with these spearmen. The Wood Elf infantry, like the Eternal Guard, they'd be okay against large units, but really can't hold their own against Beastman infantry, not 1 versus 1. Yeah, the Wood Elves do not specialise in that kind of combat. Okay, so the cavalry has just hit, hopefully, both of their archers in the background. Look how quick they are. Look at them. I mean, they are prancing into combat, but they're doing it with some speed. Shouldn't have left the game unpaused and just focus on them then. That was very bad. Yeah, we'll switch our infantry over into those guys. And I can't believe what a poor job the AI has done of trying to look impressive in this video. Just charging its lord in. What's he done there? In fact, I think I might just end him. Oh, I could even do it with Orion. Let's see what his range attack looks like. Not entirely sure what to do with my archers now that everyone's engaged, which is a bit of a shame because they're very good. Oh, swing these Eternal Guard round and hopefully get an attack from behind there, and we should have... Yeah, I think we've won. Everyone's running away. Excellent. Okay, so I'm not sure we got to see Orion chuck his big spear. Let's have a little look, shall we? Go on, mate. Go on. You doing? Oh, is it because the Eternal Guard are on the way? Right, you run over there. Give the big man the chance to throw his spear. Go on. Oh, you thought about it. There he is. I think I actually got a couple of them as well. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Yeah, I really like hybrid lords. I guess I've become too used to like always focusing on the sort of melee specialists. It's nice to be able to do a bit of both. Because that, what's the missile damage? 183 is not bad for someone that can then charge into combat. Alright, that's the battle done. Oh, he chucked another one and I think he missed, just as I was picking him up. Decisive victory, that's what you want to see. And yeah, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of a taste of what this this army can do in sort of a fairly small scale battle. They really, really benefit from like micromanagement. If you can focus on their range units and like move them around and sort of always keep them at arm's length and have them firing as they move, you can just do so much damage with an individual unit. I think if you're that type of player, this is your type of race in this game. It's less of like just holding a big line of infantry and having your range units behind them. You want your range units like everywhere. And we're going to murder the rest of those beastmen, because that's just what you do in this game. I'll auto-resolve that one, I think. Good, good, good. Well done, Orion. You've made yourself look very good there. Okay. All right. I think that's probably a good place to leave it then. So we've had a good look at how this campaign map works, and yeah. So this is the mini campaign, but the Oak of Ages is there in the grand campaign as well. And if you play as the Wood Elves, that's still the objective that you'll be chasing. Which yeah gives a slightly different flavour to it. It means that you want to try and hold much more territory than the other races by the sounds of things, or at least in the end game that's the case anyway. And yeah, eventually work towards that. Interested to see what the Silver Spire battle will be like. So far, the thing I've noticed, especially in this mini campaign, is that your boy Orion wakes up and everyone is sort of freaking out that something's gone wrong in the forest. Here's the Warhammer Fantasy lore for you. And at least the beginning on this mini campaign is trying to figure out who that was. The Beastmen get blamed, the Bretonnians get blamed, everyone gets blamed, but I don't get the sense that's actually what's happened. So I reckon there might be some kind of twist, and that's what we see in the final battle. But yeah, go and look on YouTube, I guess, because it'll be up soon enough. Alright, cool. Thank you very much for watching, and we've done loads of stuff on Total War Warhammer over this year, so if you want to have a look at any of that, I'll put up some of my favourite bits here, and we'll see you next time. Alright, bye.